What up, everybody? It's Jamie with My Journey, and you're going to join me for a cooking video. Now, I'm going to be cooking my food as well as the family's food. Now, you're probably thinking, what do you mean the family's food and your food? They're going to be I'm making them grilled hot sandwiches. It's like grilled cheese, but some have like turkey, ham, whatever. But they're having turkey and cheese grilled sandwiches, and I'm having ground turkey with rice. Now, how I do now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to cook here. Okay. So I'm going to be making my rice instead of making big batches of it, because sometimes it just goes to waste. I'm starting to buy these Minute Maid, little containers, because let's see, there's 2 servings per thing, right? It's 210 calories, 39 grams of carbs, and it's a cup. So there's 2 cups in 1 serving. So that's what I'm doing. So this I cook last because it only takes a minute. So throw it this way. I got like jasmine rice, white rice, and chicken rice. The chicken rice usually I'll eat by itself as a meal. If I want to, I'll add like a little bit of ground turkey to it or something. Now, what I have for me is I have some ground turkey, and what I do with that is sometimes we'll buy like the 3 to 5 pound rolls or the big containers of it, portion it out, and flatten it out, put it in the freezer, and it actually holds a lot longer. So what I'm going to want to do is I want to get my utensils out. So to chop up the turkey, I use this, and to flip my sandwiches, and to flip the sandwiches, we're using this. So now with the turkey, I don't add really much anything to it. I don't really do much with it except for cook it up. So I spray my pan down with this. This stuff's amazing with eggs too, by the way. Get over here, spray my big pan down. Then crap out of my way. That out of my way, that out of my way. Okay. And then turn it up relatively high on the stove. So there's that. And I'll wait for that to heat up before I put the turkey in. And then, okay, so the family stuff, they're having bread. Aiden requested provolone. We have oven roasted sliced turkey. I'm putting, make sure it's still good. I'm big on expiration dates and stuff, trust me. Okay, we're good. I'm putting this on Robin. Obviously, this for the bread so you don't burn it. And then Delilah's going to have regular, as she calls, yellow cheese. It's American cheese. So, what I do is, then we have this pan here. I got in one of those sets. Matter of fact, the big pan I'm using came in that set too. So, get that on there. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. School board was calling, and it's just a reminder for something that we're not doing. So, alright, so now I love making grilled cheese. It used to be one of my favorite snacks. It's like not really a snack, but that's kind of sad. Being a big guy, I mean, being an emotional eater, sometimes it is like a snack. But this is one of my favorite comfort foods. This with like soups, chili, by itself. But the fam really loves it when I make this stuff, make these, because I tell you, I'm really meticulous on how I cook things like this. So that start heating up some over there. Now, time to add the turkey into it. So, go ahead and add my turkey into my pan here. Hear that sizzle. Hear that sizzling. And what you want to do is you want to turn your pan up. It's about 5 or 6. That's how I do it. Then get you a big spoon, like one of your bigger tablespoons. Oh, also, make sure your stuff's pre-opened before you start. Ah, smell of turkey. Gots to love it. Okay. So, okay, that's open. That's open. I gotta open this. Now, in this household, we feed the kids first. I'm usually the one that eats last because I'm the cook. I want to make sure everybody's got their food, everybody's good to go, everybody's ready to eat. And they're usually eating dinner before I even get into the living room, which, except for Sundays when we do the family prayer on Sundays. Alright, so I usually cook about 3 sandwiches at a time. So what we're going to do is to get this out, then get our butter. Chop that up here in a minute. Just a little bit of butter on the end of your spoon there. Then you do a light coating. You don't want to overdo it because it'll stay soggy and everything. Then you take one piece of bread, put it on your pan. A little bit of another little dab of butter. Now this is also something easy for kids to learn, especially teenagers, because this is like one of the best teenage foods you can make for kids that doesn't involve a microwave if you trust them enough to use the stove, that is. You see, Aiden, how I taught him, is that he was under the impression you just put a bunch of butter in the pan and then you cook it that way. And yeah, he was getting sick from eating grilled cheese sandwiches. That's when I found out how he was making them. Okay, so here with Delilah's, we do, she wants, so how we do it with Delilah's is I take a piece of cheese, alright, and then do it in half. You put it across the bread. Then what you want to do is where this is sliced turkey. You just want to, if you're wondering why I keep smelling it, I'm obsessed making sure it smells good before I use it. Then you do like 2 pieces of turkey, just a little kid, so you don't need a lot. And you put the other half down there, and then I better start chopping the turkey up too. I don't want it to burn too bad. And this is kind of like meal prepping for me because I am cooking, it's about a pound, give or take an ounce or two. Give or take an ounce or two. Okay. Now, do the other sandwich the same way. Get a couple pieces of turkey. Oh, no, there it is. Ah, she lost a soldier. Yeah, put this in the trash. Then take the other half, fill in there. Then we start on Aiden's. Aiden wants provolone, so we take a piece of provolone. He loves provolone cheese. So a piece of provolone. A couple pieces of turkey. And another piece of provolone. Okay. So the first sandwich is the bottom portion's done. So now take this, butter the other part of the bread, put it on there. Now remember, you just need a light coating of butter, not a lot. Because honestly, the more butter you use, it's not going to taste better. I mean, like for toast and stuff, it's different because the bread's already toasted. This, you're cooking, you're grilling, so to speak, of the bread. Alright, now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and flip the sandwich. The reason why is you want to give the bottom part, the bottom piece of bread, time to chill, so it don't burn. As long as you let it cook, a better chance of it burning. So, let those cook. Come over here. Sorry. Do it in the turkey. Up a little bit different, a little bit better. Now make sure, now cooking poultry, I know a lot of you probably know this, but cooking poultry is a lot more different than cooking beef. Beef, you can still eat it when it's pink, a little bit, I mean, if you eat it raw. Poultry you can't, because of the pathogen, like the illnesses and stuff that everything carries. So now, another good thing to do is when you're done with something, like sliced cheese, and the reason why it's in this is because we get a big pack of it, and it's not individually sliced, or individually wrapped. So, if you're done with something, put it up. Makes life easier. So, now, let's see. Now we just sit here and let them cook, you know, for a little while. And then, you know, you just want to keep an eye on them. Make sure that they're going to be nice and crispy. You know, you don't, like Aiden is like me. He likes one side darker than the other. I don't know, it's just the consistency of the sandwich. Delilah, she likes hers to be toasted, but as light as possible. So I'm going to let those cook up a little bit more. And keep an eye on the turkey over there. And make sure I got my sauce pan going. And yeah. So, yeah. I love cooking. It's like one of my favorite things to do. It's actually a pretty big passion of mine. You know, when it came to like healthy meals, when I first did my diet thing years ago on 3rd Gen, I really learned to cook for myself. You know, I'd meal prep. There was times I did meal prep, I would just cook as I went. Like the only thing I've really meal prepped at that time was turkey burgers, because they come in like a 3 or 4 pack at a time. And I would only eat like 1 or 2 of the patties, so the other ones were kind of like a meal for either like next day or like the day after type thing. Or when I wanted them, I just make sure I eat them within a couple of days of making them, because they do get kind of tough after a while, especially if you reheat them. Like this here, I can put it in a bowl, put the hot rice on it, mix it up, let it sit for a few, and then it's ready to go. And yeah. So right now what I'm doing, I'm just waiting for the Delilah's grilled cheese and one of Aiden's to be done. And I'm gonna cook one more for Aiden and one for Robin, and their dinner will be done. Mine will take a little bit longer because I'm frying up ground turkey and stuff. So they'll be done with dinner before I'm probably even done cooking my food. And then I'll go, I'll portion out my food, which I'll do on video as well. Is I'll portion everything out and all that. Now, it's time to check our other side. Check how it's doing. Alright, it's time to flip the sandwiches. Okay, looks good, looks good. Got one more. Okay, now with these sandwiches, I'm just going to let them finish cooking on this side, and then they'll be done, which will only be like a minute. And to me, the goal for cooking a good grilled cheese is you time it. You don't want to let it cook too much on one side. You don't want to let it sit too long. You want to make sure you have a good amount of cheese and everything. Stir my turkey up some here. Make sure it's getting cooked in this, and I make sure I chop it up. That's why you're hearing that banging. Because I'm chopping it up, so that way I make sure it's cooked and everything. And where my teeth are kind of jacked, it's easier to chew. Okay, so that's cooking there. All right. So now plate. All right. So see. Like that side there, and then like that there. That's how Delilah likes hers. So make sure that one's like that. Yep. Okay. All right. So there's Delilah's. Hers are done. Now, normally I don't make her two, but she wanted to try, so why not? Okay. And then check Hayden's. All right. Hayden's is good. Now we're gonna make one more for Hayden, and then one for Robin. So. Now with Hayden, you want it provolone, but this one you can get in one piece of cheese. So what we do now is we're going to go ahead and assemble his whole sandwich before we put Robin's on. So, bottom layer, toss it on there, put cheese on there. And then a couple slices of turkey. Grab a little butter again, and then spread it on the bread like the other sandwiches, obviously. Remember, like coating. And then we put that sandwich together and start letting it cook. And now we're going to put Robin one sandwich together. So now, this is a little bit different because we're using shredded cheese. So, put butter. They're back from playing. Took the kids over to the playground and stuff with Delilah's little friend. A little bit of cheese there.
And he made a new friend.
And it's Robin.
He made a new friend.
Like a YouTube video.
Oh.
No, you're good. No, it's the family stuff.
Well, Aiden made a new friend.
Oh, yeah? Who?
Yeah, little man.
Elijah?
Yep. Over the playground.
Come say how nobody's met you yet. This is Robin.
Mama, can I keep playing outside?
No, Dad made dinner.
Yep, dinner is almost done, guys.
So y'all start cleaning your stuff up.
Yep.
And
Alright, and then we take a little bit more cheese. Then we take a little bit more cheese. And put it on the other side. Make sure you keep an eye on your shit too.
Yeah, I made a new friend.
I heard him, Elijah.
Yeah. He was sitting there asking me to go on the swing with him and everything.
If you guys were wondering, this is my monstrous ass child. Come here. In the YouTube video. This
Hello.
This is Aiden. Teaching people how to make grilled cheeses and stuff.
Oh, the right way. Yeah.
See? Okay. Then we butter the other part of the bread. Put it on there. Then put that in the sink. And I think it's safe to turn the turkey off because that is keeping crispy. Okay. Now
What?
there's that. And then the frog. Okay. Now everybody's sandwich is pretty much cooking or done. So trying to put everything up. That's the clean as you go. That's done, that's done. That needs to be thrown away. All this there. Fridge. Fridge, yes,
I got a kiss from Elijah.
Guess what Daddy's making a YouTube video. You come say hi. The famous Delilah. Alright, go.
Bye.
Bye. I'm almost done. Okay, so now get everybody's plates. Put Aiden's. More. And check Robin's. A little more for her too. Okay. Kind of hectic cooking for 4 people and cooking 2 separate meals. So, yeah, always keep it on a 6. Never go above that because it'll just burn the bread without really melting cheese and everything. I mean, if you want to turn down to 5, maybe between 4 and 5, maybe between 5 and 6. You know, it cooks it really well, doesn't burn it, but it heats it up to where it not only does the magic for you, but it prevents it from getting the shit burned out of it too. So put that in the sink. Now, where this is hot, I mean, you can always put it in the sink, but it kind of warps the pan because it is hot metal. So what we'll do is we'll move the turkey over to that one. I'll check to make sure it's all cooked and everything. That's another reason why I chop it up really good to make sure it's cooked. Because my big thing is with poultry, you want to make sure it's all cooked correctly. You know what I mean? You don't want to have like a raw burger trying to eat it, because that's not that shouldn't have been nutrient, or that shouldn't be a nutrient, and it sure as hell is not a recipe. So now you want to see something cool? This is how I tell everybody dinner. And there's the little one.
Oh.
Okay, you can give me a disposable bowl.
Yeah.
Here you go, my man. There's yours.
I don't know about tomorrow because tomorrow's supposed to rain.
There's yours over there, baby. You said you want 2, right? There's yours. Go tell mommy. Go tell mommy hers is done too.
I can hear you for her.
No, tell her it needs that she needs to come get it. Okay, so looks like actually I'll be eating with the family, supposedly, because mine's pretty much done. Like I put mine together though. So what I do now is I let it set for a minute, and I grab the scale. Say just want 1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all I wanted.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She's trying to sound nice for a video, but she's not that nice to me. Okay, so now we want to go to ounces for this. So it's 4 ounces is per serving. So I'll get a bowl. Something that's easy to throw away. I'm gonna put my bowl on there, and you want to tear it off
Oh.
to make sure that it's at 0 with the bowl on there. Just use this. Oh, and I got a label. Remember a little blue spoon in my little red spatula? Well, I got a little ladle too. Alright, so what we do is we scoop it out, and we want to get to 4 ounces. Try. Spider.
I thought there was another bag of some chips.
I think there was. I think.
I ate one, but I thought there was another one.
I think Aiden may have ate it.
Ah, okay. That's fine.
Okay. 3.5. 3.8. Alright, there you go. Okay, so this is what 4 ounces of turkey looks like. Now, to be honest with you, what's funny is that yes, what their food looks like is a lot of food, right? But it's like well over the carbs and everything for me. So what I do is I make sure that this meal is gonna, fill me up, and with this it does. So this is just regular brown rice. You just pop this in the microwave for a minute. Clean up the mess. Then what I'll do is I'll go in here, get my small Pyrex spoon, and instead of letting it sit in the pan, I'll go ahead and start putting the rest in this bowl. Okay, rest is in the bowl. Now, this I've still got a good amount left for tomorrow. If I want to have that for dinner, depending on what they want, depending on what they would want, and or I can have it for lunch. It's just whatever. Then come over here. Got the rice. It's a steaming thing of rice. Take it, pop it down in there. It's hot. And then voila. There's my dinner. And my dinner is about 360 calories of only like 38 grams of carbs, and I think altogether it's about 26 grams of protein and stuff like that. So yeah, and then I'll just sit here, I'll stir it up, make sure it all gets meshed well together. And if you want to add like a little flavor to it, like a little something, I don't normally add ketchup with rice. I do have some kind of cheese I can use home. I got this reduced fat Fiesta blend. So 28 grams is 90 calories. It does have still a little bit of fat in it, but it has, one carb and all that. So what I'll do with this is I won't use a full amount. A full amount's a pretty good bit, but this here, I literally, that's about half of 28 grams. So I do about 45 calories worth of cheese. And that's just to kind of blend it together a little bit. So that's dinner. You saw what I make for dinner and you know, a lot of times I will do this, especially when I'm trying to do what I'm doing now. Is a lot of times, like, they had pizza last night. I didn't have any, and that was really hard because that's like one of my favorite things to eat. But I am looking at like really good food alternatives and everything like that for everything. So yeah, I'm thinking we might be doing a family video tonight. Maybe, I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. And yeah. So thank you for joining me on my journey while I cooked dinner with for everybody, including myself. And see, looks pretty good. Tastes really good. So I love you guys. Tomorrow you're gonna probably join me in cooking fish and rice. If I decide to have something a little bit alternative to the turkey. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching for about 30 some minutes. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with anybody. Also, don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. And as always, with my journey, I'm Jamie. You met my family. And God bless. Love you guys.